Well, they're not here for us in Utah yet, but this was the scene earlier today in Sydney, Australia, where they rang in the new year at 6 a.m. Utah time.
And this is the big celebration in Hong Kong. Many of the city's trees and sculptures were wrapped in plastic to guard against vandalism during the huge celebration there.
And somewhere right now, it's midnight. Let's take you live. We're looking right now at London, England. And the countdown is over. The seconds have ticked away. It is New Year right now in London. Let's listen in and watch the arrival of 2003, 7 time zones away as Big Ben delivers the news, one toll at a time.
What we've been showing you is a little round-the-world preview of what we're going to see a little bit later on tonight right here in Utah and in the United States. Doesn't it make you excited?
It really does. About 6 hours from now, we'll be doing the same thing right here. Back here at home in northern Utah, 2002 will end with snow for many of us. You'll probably see a lot more of this as we count down to 2003 today. Good afternoon. Finally, a winter wonderland in most of the Salt Lake Valley.
But the snow is also causing a lot of headaches out there on the highway, and the snowplow crews finally have something to keep them busy. Nicole Boyd live on the east side of Salt Lake City, and looks like snow still coming down out there, huh?
Yeah, it was coming down just a few minutes ago, Shauna, but right now it's subsided for just a little bit, but it really did pound the entire Wasatch Front today. You can see behind me here, these snowboarders are having a good time in the snow, fun time. But if you were on the roads, it was anything but fun today. Now, we had those slick roads all over. Every UHP trooper was called out to patrol the roads. Snow plows were out in force clearing the way for drivers, and troopers are also warning drivers to slow down. Give yourself some extra time to get where you need to go today. Now, Shauna and Mark, also, if you're headed up to Big or Little Cottonwood Canyons, chains are required or a four-wheel drive vehicle. Also, if you're going out to tonight's festivities we were talking about a little earlier, use tracks. It's staying open until 2 a.m. So don't get in your car if you don't have to. Make it easy on everybody. Back to you in the studio.
All right. Thanks a lot, Nicole. And what about tonight's first night celebration?
John Goulet joins us a little bit early with a look at tonight's forecast. How chilly is it going to get, John?
It's going to get cold, Sean. I think we will drop below 30 degrees, probably in the upper 20s. So our snow advisory, though, has been canceled through the evening for southeastern Idaho, southwestern Wyoming, and along the Wasatch Front and in northern Utah. So that's some good news, but we do have some more snow on the way for us this evening. Here's the way it looked this afternoon. You can see, and even down south in southern Utah, picking up some snow. But things have started to subside. We do have another wave of energy coming our way. It looks between 9 p.m. and midnight. That is when we will have the snow, and then after midnight, things start to taper off. I'll have your complete forecast coming up, Shauna.
Okay, we'll talk to you then. Thanks a lot, John. Many of us will welcome in the new year tonight at home with our families or here at work with our colleagues.
Others might be heading downtown for first night celebrations in Salt Lake City. Remember this? This was last year's first night party, and organizers are hoping for even bigger crowds this year, maybe as many as 50,000. Christiane Klein live at the Salt Palace, where everybody's getting ready for the big celebration. Christiane, what do you think? Is the weather going to keep crowds down tonight, do you think?
Goodness gracious, I hope so. It's not snowing right now. We've been seeing it on and off all day long. Right over here behind us, we just had the band playing. You just missed it, but I'm sure they'll be playing again really soon. They sound great over here in front of the Salt Palace. First night starts in less than an hour. Vendors putting the finishing touches on their booths before thousands of people head downtown. Now, the Salt Palace is housing activities and games for children and adults. There are many different venues, and there are even more entertainment. The preparations started early today for Utah's largest New Year's Eve celebration, first night. And despite the snow, hail, and wind, workers didn't take any breaks for the elements.
We have been here for a couple hours.
In the Salt Palace, artist Derek Dyer put the finishing touches on his creation, the world's largest disco ball.
It was just kind of an idea that popped into my head, and I just started laughing to myself about it. I just thought, oh, the world's biggest disco ball. I could do that. That's something I could do.
It took Dyer 2 years to build and weighs more than 1,000 pounds. Tonight, the giant disco ball will be unveiled to the world, and a photographer will immortalize the ball for the pages of the Guinness Book of World Records.
So this is not your grandfather's art pieces here. This is a new generation of emerging artists.
You can pick your friends, you can pick your shows, but you can't stick an ice pick up your nose.
And if you're craving the more bizarre, the vaudeville sideshow troupe The Crispy Family Carnival is on tap to shock the dickens out of you. But the show comes with a warning.
Because everything we do in the Crispy Family Carnival Spectacular is extremely dangerous and very real and extremely dangerous.
It's the variety of performances that first night organizers say brings out 50,000 people a year to a safe, alcohol-free New Year's Eve celebration.
I feel confident that someone can come down and have a very, very comfortable time, a fun time, and a worry-free evening.
Now, earlier I told you about some of the different vendors. Take a look at this. This is a hot dog, hot scones, and hot chocolate stand. Right over here we have some people selling some different goods, clothing items, and a hot chocolate and coffee stand. But if you could barely see that E over there on the corner, that was a snowy stand, snow cones they were selling just a few minutes ago. I don't know how effective they thought that might be. Now it's changed to a hot chocolate and coffee stand. Much better in this type of weather. Also, you can get tickets, $10, various box offices around town, and it's sure to be packed event tonight. Mark and Shauna, back to you.
There will be a huge line at that hot chocolate coffee stand tonight.
I'm headed over there now.
Well, if you want a snow cone, then you don't have to go very far for ice. That's the only
really.
good
Good point.
All right, bundle up tonight if you're going down there because it's going to be a little chilly, maybe some more snow in the forecast too, Christiane, so have fun.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Elsewhere in the world, New Year's celebrations have been marred by violence. In the Philippines, 4 people are dead, more than 24 injured after a bomb exploded next to a fireworks stand in the southern part of the country. Police say most of the victims had been out celebrating the new year. So far, no one is claiming responsibility for the attack.
Back here at home, racial tension almost causes a riot at the Davis County Jail. Officials say last week a white supremacist and a Hispanic inmate became hostile towards one another, and on Friday night a fight broke out between the two. Other prisoners started circling around, but jail officers were able to break them up quickly. They say the jail fights are on the increase because it's crowded.
Crowded conditions. We're unable to classify or separate inmates how we would like to because every bed is being used.
It will probably get worse before it gets better. Prison funding is expected to be cut next year because of budget problems.
A man is behind bars tonight accused of bashing another man's head against the ground and killing him. Gary Allen Sears apparently got into a fight with another homeless man on Sunday night, and witnesses say the fight ended when Sears hit the man's head against the concrete ground. The 46-year-old man died at LDS Hospital. Police are not releasing his name until his family has been notified.
And police in Sunset, Utah are investigating a horrible crime.
A 9-year-old girl is allegedly raped on Christmas Day. Christina Flores live at the Davis County Jail this afternoon. And Christina, do police have a suspect?
They do, Shauna. His name is Michael Ledesma. His little girl is a good friend of the 9-year-old victim in this case. Michael Ledesma is in jail here at Davis County facing some very serious charges that could keep him behind bars for a very long time. The 9-year-old girl from Ogden was visiting her 5-year-old friend at this house in Sunset Christmas night. Police say 25-year-old Michael Ledesma, the 5-year-old's father, slept with both girls that night.
And sometime during that, being under the covers, he started to fondle and touch the 9-year-old, and it just kind of progressed from there.
Sunset Police Chief Ken Eborn says the 9-year-old girl told her parents the next day. Hospital tests confirmed her story.
This is him coming in here.
Police say Ledesma agreed to meet with them. He confessed on videotape.
At this point in time, he's not taking full responsibility. He would like us to believe that he followed the 9-year-old's leads and that he basically did what the 9-year-old wanted him to do.
The 9-year-old also told police she'd been assaulted by Ledesma 7 months ago. He agreed to that too.
But said he was intoxicated at that time. He doesn't remember the details, but if she said it happened, then he says it probably did. It's a person that we'd like to get out of our community, off the street.
The Sunset Police Chief says there are no other accusations or any other evidence that indicates Michael Ledesma may have molested other children, but they are investigating that possibility. Back to you.
All right, Christina, thanks.
Well, some Utahns are hoping for a spiritual feeling of belonging for the new year. Tonight, you'll be able to see how these Native Americans celebrate the new year. The Park Powwow Committee is performing tonight at first night, and you're invited to this cultural dance.
This is a time when we should share our culture. We invite you. In fact, we'll take your hand. We'll bring you in and we'll dance with you and share with you some of the songs that have kept our forefathers alive and, you know, enjoyed life and everything. So we invite everyone to come out.
You can see it tonight. The festivities start at 6 p.m. and they plan to dance all the way into the new year.
There's plenty more to come on 2 News at 5 o'clock.
You have no way of knowing it's in your house without an alarm, and it can kill you.
Colorless, odorless, and deadly. Learn how to protect your family from a silent killer. That's coming up.
I'm Peter Rosen. Can you magnetize plastic? Watch this.
Salt Lake is not the only place in Utah to party tonight. We're going to take you to Utah County for first night celebrations, Provo style.
Here's a live look at traffic right now, I-15 and 3800 south. Despite the weather, looks like traffic's moving real well tonight.
This is KUTV 2 News at 5 o'clock with Shauna Lane, Mark Cabell, and Dan Rascone in Utah County.
New Year's resolution. You got any?
Lose weight.
Save money. New Year's resolution?
Yeah.
To be nicer to my family.
Work out more. Work out more.
Yeah, and get out of the snow. A look at some of your New Year's resolutions. We're going to hear a little more of those later on. First, Salt Lake isn't the only city that'll be celebrating first night.
That's right. Provo is getting ready to party. Videographer Brian Champagne gives us a look at Provo preparations this afternoon.
We are setting up first night Provo.
This one we got to hurry up on because they're putting the sound equipment under it in like 10 minutes.
We're getting our power hookup so we can run all the sound and the lights, and now I'm going to verify that the voltage is what we actually need so we don't blow anything up.
Won't be shooting hot sparks over. Right now we're just finishing up setting up our finale for our fireworks for tonight's show. This is probably the biggest show in the state.
We have a food tent over here where they can get food and bring it to eat.
We have a food booth that we're putting outside that are going to have our famous chicken and beef tamales. We're doing to-go bean burritos, chips and salsa.
I have a lot of family members that are going to come help out, and we're going to sell more pizza by the slice, hot dogs and some hamburgers, hot chocolate.
We have David Lons in the Tabernacle, which is he's an incredible musician.
There is a lot of work to be done.
We have a lot of activities for children. They have interactive things they do with the art and other things.
Over onto the table with the ribbon on the left.
Tonight, I can tell you that no matter what you want to do, you will come down and find something. We have 4 dances, all kinds of entertainment.
We got the Salamanders, we got the City Cowboys, we got free throwaways, giveaways. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come on out, rock around the clock with us.
Provo First Night starts in just about 20 minutes from now. Tickets cost $5 at the event, or you can stop by Utah County Zions Bank or McDonald's, and you can pay just $3.
Hey, a sinking feeling in Tampa, Florida today for a 16-year-old driver. Madonna Smith was on her way home just about a block from her house when the road just disappeared. The sinkhole swallowed Madonna and the car. At 20 feet wide and 15 feet deep, Madonna's little two-door was a neat fit for the hole. She was scared, but she wasn't hurt in the crash, and Tampa Highway engineers are now trying to figure out just exactly what happened underneath the roadway.
I'm always amazed because in years past it's been so cold for first night, and it doesn't matter. Because people go out and they just party all night long.
And even with the bad weather, you can get downtown with tracks, so you don't have to worry about driving in the snow or the freezing rain, whatever tonight we're going to get.
Yeah, and luckily the roads, the snow has cleared out a little bit. UHP's on the road, so it's nice. Roads are going to be pretty nice if you're planning on heading down this evening. We do have more snow, though, heading our way. At the moment, though, things have quieted down. Cloudy outside, 35 degrees. Wind's very calm. It was pretty gusty earlier this morning as the cold front came on through right at about noon. Humidity 90%, and the barometer now on the rise, but still a little more energy headed our way. Let's take a look at some of the weather where you live. In Logan, 33, in Garland, 32, 33 in Ogden, and in Provo for first night there, 31 degrees. Just a little breeze out there from the north, from the west, from the south, any way you look. Look at this snow down in southern Utah. Fantastic. So even Brian had getting into the action. Treacherous driving along I-15 to be sure, north and south, anywhere you look, and of course along I-80, though things are starting to quiet down now, but still more showers out there. You can see up towards Davis County, it's still hanging out there, but that's some good news. Look at this. The first wave came on through last night. The second wave came on through at about noontime, and now a little bit more heading our way. We'll call that the third wave. So I think we're expecting it to come between 9 and 12 this evening. It looks as like just an additional 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches, and then the sun will return Wednesday afternoon and into Thursday. Right now, mostly cloudy skies statewide, 27 in Rock Springs. We'll be looking for snow showers continuing on throughout the evening hours. It'll probably taper off tomorrow. So from 9 to midnight along the Wasatch Front, 28 degrees. That's where we're looking for the snow. It'll hang out up into the mountains tomorrow. So more snow showers for the mountains, just flurries here and there and with a mixture of sun. So things looking pretty nice out there for tomorrow. The first, 2003. So maybe a little bit more rain and snow down in southern Utah, but it doesn't look very promising for tomorrow. Just in northern Utah, we'll just be looking for it in the higher elevations, and then we get sunnier and warmer as the week continues. So look at that, lots of sunshine. So pretty nice, though, to get this nice little snow for the first of the year.
Not bad at all. How long does it take you to get in the habit of writing 2003? You know, to switch the year.
Oh, my gosh.
Me too. Forever.
And I know that you're probably going to resolve to do a lot more skiing in the coming year. So
Indeed I am.
Or should you resolve to do less? Do other things that need to be done? That'd be a better resolution.
You won't get him to do that, I can tell you that right now.
Thanks,
all right,
John.
We'll see you a little bit later on, John.
Okay.
Thanks. Hey, how can you stop a killer that you cannot see or smell? Simple steps to protect your family coming up in our Healthy Living reports.
She's an angel.
Join us for a look back at the stories that kept Utah in the national spotlight for much of the year.
And next, we're going to show you how they're polishing the Big Apple for tonight's big party. Stay with us.
A quiet close on Wall Street today to end the year. The Dow finished up 8 points at the closing bell. The Nasdaq fell 4 points on the day. Wall Street's third losing year in a row.
My New Year's resolution is to stop spending money.
You're at the mall.
I know, I'm on my lunch break, but I got to stop spending money. But I got 1 day left. I got a few hours, so I can still spend money.
We exercise more. Probably like to run the St. George Marathon in the fall.
That's a lofty resolution.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Hope it works out for him this year. I'm not going to tell you what my resolution is yet. Do you have some?
Oh, so many that I can't even, a laundry list of them, yes.
Big long list.
Hundreds of thousands of people are expected to ring in the new year in the Big Apple.
But like last year, they will be carrying that tradition under tight security. Elaine Cajano is in the middle of the madness at Times Square.
At least 500,000 people are expected to jam into Times Square here tonight. Already many people have begun arriving, and they are settling in for the big countdown. Meanwhile, police are gearing up for the big crowds. In Times Square this year, there's still the sense the times have changed, even among some New Yorkers.
It's in the back of your mind, you know, anything could happen. So I'm a little frustrated. I don't want to come anymore. I would prefer to see on television or celebrate somewhere else.
The extra security hasn't escaped the Times Square tourists who gather by the hundreds of thousands every New Year.
It's sad that we need it, but I'm glad it's there. I see a lot of police officers around everywhere I go, so that's good. It's a sign.
As in past years, counterterrorism sniper teams will be keeping a watchful eye on the crowds, as will hundreds of undercover police officers. For 12 hours until 4 a.m. New Year's Day, flights will be restricted over New York City and the Statue of Liberty. On the ground in Times Square, manhole covers have been sealed, trash cans and mailboxes removed, and no alcohol or backpacks are allowed. Still, New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg wants to keep the mood festive.
Lighten up, we're all in this together, and the good spirit that is New York will be the good spirit that we all are going to share.
Now, joining the mayor in the big countdown tonight will be actor Christopher Reeve and his wife Dana. Also performing her classic Ring My Bell will be 1970s disco diva Anita Ward. In Times Square, I'm Elaine Quijano. Now back to you.
You're in. Ring my bell.
I know. I wish we had her here.
70s disco era. That's right up your alley.
We have our giant disco ball right downtown Salt Lake City. That would fit in nicely tonight.
Sure would. I sense a theme coming on.
I do.
Coming up fresh on 2 News at 5:30.
Church never died for your sins.
From the Olympics to Main Street, take a look back at the stories grabbing the headlines in 2002.
Can scientists capture Peter Rosen's magnetic personality in a piece of plastic? We'll find out when we come back.
And the snow caused a lot of problems today on the roads. I'm Nicole Boyd. I'll tell you just how bad it got coming up.
This is KUTV 2 News at 5:30.
Just in time for the new year, snow and even more is on the way. It hasn't been very much fun on the highway, but the skiers sure are happy. We never thought it would get here, but today the Wasatch Front was dumped on heavily.
Yeah, Nicole Boyd, live near Interstate 80. Nicole, what about the roads right now? It looks like the snow's tapered off finally.
Yeah, snow's tapered off definitely, Mark, but the sun has gone down. You can see right here behind me, we are right above I-80 and 1700 East. The roads are still wet and slick, and I'm sure some black ice in some of these spots around the valley, so you have to be very careful. But, you know, the troopers we spoke to today say this latest snowstorm caught them by surprise. It seems the snow also took many drivers by surprise. There were slide-offs all over the Wasatch Front. Officers say this rollover on 215's east side was caused by a driver just going too fast for road conditions.
It's very snowy, very slick. Basically, I think another car might have moved into his lane, and he was unable to stop or move because of his speeds. Spun around, went into this median, and then grabbed up with the friction and the dirt, rolled the vehicle.
And Shauna and Mark, troopers are saying tonight it's going to be even more dangerous with that black ice I was talking about. So you need to be very cautious. Troopers are warning everyone. I know we've heard it all the time, but they're warning everyone to slow down and leave themselves plenty of time to get where they need to go tonight. And especially with all the people out on the roads tonight with New Year's Eve. So be extra careful out there. Back to you.
Well, the big problem, too, was this was a very wet snow. And like you said, that sun goes down and the roadway gets real cold. We could see some black ice in some areas. So. And
my red nose can attest to that. It's very cold out here.
Yeah, go get in the truck and warm up.
Definitely.
Thanks,
All
Nicole.
Right, Nicole. Well, as 2002 comes to a close, Utahns will remember the success of the Olympics.
But other memories will be a little more bittersweet, like the smile of a kidnapped teenage girl and the shrill screams of intolerance on Main Street. With 6 hours and about 28 minutes left in 2002, Larry Warren gives us this video time capsule.
When the Olympics finally reached Utah, the biggest bid scandal in history faded to the glow of pageantry and athletic excellence.
The gold medal will be awarded to the Canadian pair.
At least until the biggest judging scandal in Olympic history, where a French skating judge fixed her vote at the behest of, allegedly and improbably, a Russian mobster. That nonsense aside, the Games put Utah's best on the world stage for 18 magical days.
Elizabeth is the sweetest girl. She's an angel.
Utah sprang back to national attention in June when every parent's nightmare turned too real for Ed and Lois Smart. 14-year-old Elizabeth's kidnapping put her face on television screens nationwide. An outpouring of volunteers searched for days and weeks, and months later a hardcore volunteer roster kept at it until the snow flew. The heartbreak, the unanswered questions remain.
The Mormon Church never died.
When the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals said free speech still applied on the Mormon Church's purchased block of Main Street, free speech became a free-for-all.
You're ruining everybody's day.
Utah philanthropists tried to buy a solution, trading free speech for a new community center. But the lawsuits, the deals, and the shouting will make this a continuing saga in 2003. In hours, fireworks will ring in 2003, but no show in the nation tonight can match the $1 million worth set off at closing ceremonies of what was the biggest story of this or most any year in Utah. Larry Warren, 2 News.
A poll of the 2 News staff and an AP poll of Utah news editors both list the conviction of polygamist Tom Green for marrying a 13-year-old and the suspension of the Legacy Highway construction project as the 4th and the 5th biggest stories in Utah this year.
Salt Lake City's mayor is looking for a few good men and women. Mayor Rocky Anderson needs volunteers to serve on the city's Civilian Review Board, which reviews the actions of the city police department. 2 board members will be appointed from each city council district, and each will serve a 3-year term. You can call the number on your screen, 535-7931, if you need more information or if you want any more information about how to apply. The newly elected sheriff of Wayne County is causing quite a stir. Apparently, Bart Albrecht had no previous experience in law enforcement before he was elected into office. The current sheriff wants a state court to reverse the election. He says Albrecht, who was previously working at a gas station, shouldn't be in office without proper police academy training. Now, Albrecht claims he plans on doing that 16-week training course once he takes office in January.
Some bad news for Quest Communication employees. Quest just announced it is cutting over 300 union jobs, some of which are here in Utah. Officials say they're making the cuts because less people are asking for phone service. Quest reported they want to avoid these layoffs as long as they can, up until March 30th. Last month, Quest asked for volunteers to leave without pay, although all employees should get some severance pay. You'll be paying a little bit more to heat your home this winter if you're a customer of Questar Gas. The Public Service Commission has approved a hike of just over 3%, and the increase took effect yesterday. The company says a typical residential customer will see an increase of about $2 on your monthly gas bill.
Gas prices are not the only thing going up. Starting next year, UTA is upping fares for buses and light rail. The fare increases will only affect a select few. Senior citizens and disabled passengers will now have to pay 10 cents more per ride. And the price for the ski bus is also going up 50 cents. The fare increases were approved last fall. Winter can bring a silent killer into your home.
Coming up in Healthy Living, we're going to show you how to beat it.
In fact, people would argue it could never be done.
But first, Peter Rosen introduces you to a Utah scientist who is bravely taking magnets where they have never gone before.
And traffic right now, I-15 and Main Street in North Salt Lake. Traffic moving smoothly, but we do have some wet roads out there and some on and off snow still in the forecast.
My New Year's resolution this year is simply to work out more, exercise a lot more. Yeah, it's a pretty good resolution seeing as I'm in the military. I'm paid to work out anyway, so.
There you go. I never really make resolutions. Okay. Because I always break them. How about you?
How long do those resolutions really last?
Week and a half.
Yeah.
They say.
That's in a good year. Usually it's the next day. You forget.
Last year it was to be more organized. This year it's the same exact one. So if that tells you anything. It didn't last very long.
Tells me you didn't quite get organized last year, so now you make it a priority.
It's not in my nature, but I'm going to try really hard this year.
Good luck. Let us know how it goes. Here, I'm going to fix
and good
this
luck
paper
with
file.
that belly button lint.
Belly button lint is the big thing. I'm going to try to get to that a little bit earlier from now on.
Lofty goals you have there, Mark. Ever heard of plastic that's magnetic?
Oh, probably not, but as 2 News' Peter Rosen reports, you can find it at the University of Utah Chemistry Lab.
I dare you to challenge you to work one day without a magnet.
Magnets are our friends.
Magnets are everywhere. Every telephone, every computer, phonograph, car, poorly equipped if it has only 20 magnets in it.
Magnets are Professor Joel Miller's friends. Years ago, he thought about how people made plastic that conducted electricity.
If you can do electrical conductivity, why can't you make a magnet?
And then he thought about making a plastic magnet.
Well, first the reason is just to do it, the Mount Everest approach. It had never been done. In fact, people would argue it could never be done.
This is a very small piece of a plastic magnet. It deteriorates when exposed to air.
It's dying in front of us.
And in large quantities, it could burst into flames.
It should catch fire.
It should catch fire.
Yeah.
But someday, Miller says, it could be very useful, easier and more energy efficient to make, possible to engineer with different qualities. Magnets that you could see through, magnets that dissolve, magnets that change with light.
There's a whole area that people have been talking about. It's called smart materials.
It could be used to make faster, cheaper computers, computer memory, computer chips.
It's exciting to me to do something that has never been done before.
Someday, plastic magnets, too, could be our friends. Peter Rosen, 2 News.
Well, the first magnet Miller made survived only in very cold temperatures, but it was stronger and had much better magnetic memory than a regular iron magnet. The magnet you saw was actually a very thin coating on a piece of glass, and atom for atom is very magnetic.
Coming up in my Healthy Living report.
It's coming into your house, and it can happen even when you've done all the right things.
We've got some new innovative ways to battle an old killer and to keep your family safe.
And the snow has tapered off just a little bit. Here's a gorgeous shot looking at Utah Lake in the Provo. Fantastic. I'll have your first night forecast right after the